Interestingly enough with this one, you might have noticed there was no veto. That is because the Pensioners didn't submit a veto for this week. So Endpoint do just get the first map that is on their list. And of course, that is going to be Inferno.
And this was the map, I believe, that they played in the knockout game against Red 3D Max, right? So that game, we did see a bit of a change, I believe, because AVN obviously has to fit along to the side as well as Impulse. It means that Thomas is playing the same position. However, things I noticed were Thomas flashing AVN in, when I typically would be, you know, like the opposite way. Thomas is an incredible fragger when you need him to be.
Yeah.
A very aggressive... This was meant to be an apps burst. The flashes come through, but it's not even playing anybody. I don't know where the flashes have gone.
I'm not too sure. They've thrown them into a black hole, apparently, but luckily the frags are coming through. People are looking bloodied and bruised on the bomb site, and it is just Bosa left to remain. Can he bust down some doors? Or will he be broken here? As he is in the 1 versus 4. Evian's found 2 kills. Gonna go for the little jump spot. Boaster realizes now that trouble is afoot. They all start to push their way back around. There is no possibility of a bomb plant. Pushes out and does go down to Mighty Max, so Endpoint will pick up the opening round here.
Yeah, all in all, I feel like I don't know who it was who got up quad the whole way without the strat being executed, but they kind of gave away the idea. But the flash needed to be better. Like that's the only thing. I don't know how he messed that one up, because you can probably throw it over that bomb site and it'll 9 times out of 10 get some area and pit. But Thomas, as we saw on our screen, completely, you know, able to see everything. We do see Pensioners though. The only weapon bought was piece 50 on Weber. Trades some damage with Impulse there, but gotta say that was a bad trade deal.
This is the worst trade deal in the history of trade deals, Ben.
Not wrong.
Extra smoke coming down towards mid. Thomas, he will have an absolute field day if they decide to push him. He thrives in the chaos with these SMGs in his hands. We've seen it happen many times. That should spark the commotion. And as you can see, he's going to flick around, take him down as easy as that. 1, 2, 3 frags found, as they are all hitting the DECK. Luckily, Cryptics from behind will be able to get a bit of an assault going down. And they actually both stop to take the fight. The MP9 will slaughter them. And you only really suffer 2 casualties there. Not the worst thing to happen, losing Impulse and Thomas like that.
Yeah, Thomas kind of wishing, I think he had 60 bullets right there, so maybe should have gone for the Bison.
Yeah.
Of course.
The PP Bison.
Very strong weapon.
It's back in the meta, Ben. It's back. I'll see you at a bomb site. I'm coming into your bomb site and I'm hitting you up.
I'll see you on the bomb site.
Exactly.
Some regular grenades being used, Banana and Weber actually just threw that Molotov unless it missed. I don't know where it's gone. It might have gone through the floor. That seems very weird. Weber was at the close wall and potentially a bit too hyper. There was a smoke on Max's body just then that Pulse I don't think he saw. So that smoke could make a huge difference if you were to get to it. However, I think it's too late now. The T's advancing on it. It's kind of a wolf pack situation, I think, for Pensioners in this T side. We're seeing a lot of that. Smoke's coming in. A lot of damage by Pulse.
They have got site control. They've been able to push their way through. Pulse is mollied off as well. Impulse luckily finds himself a frag, bringing it back into quite a manageable situation. But it's a 4 versus 3 retake here. They've got nades, you've got 2 Molotovs, 3 flashbangs on the CTs, and there is only 1 smoke that remains for the Pensioners. Shane's actually dashed that out. That's completely gone now. I think he threw it towards Garden to try and buy him a little bit of extra time, and it will be just that. Thomas just spamming wildly, eliminates Shaney though. Boaster in a primetime angle. The trigger discipline of this man could be spectacular, but he has to start running. They might hear it, gets behind them, tries to smack them all down, Ben. But it went wrong. The possibilities were endless there from the plays from Boaster. But unfortunately, the stars just do not align for him whatsoever.
Potentially not as composed as he'd like to think he should be for that role right there, because
yeah,
they were all backs to him. He could have potentially, you know, tapped the first and then turned it into a spray on the further distance players.
I think it was one of those where in his mind he thought,
it was
right,
probably chaotic from the player at back right.
Yeah, I'll wait for it. I know I can try and get these kills here. Once they've gone through the smoke, it's that panic of, oh, they've all bombarded the site. Yeah. I have to run a little bit now.
Your teammate's screaming that they're through.
He doesn't know the position you're in, so he just wants you to do something.
Okay, so that might have been the same thing that happened last round. And that's really unlucky for Max right there. And Pulse tries taking the fight as well. He does a lot of damage, but ultimately you got to be thinking Thomas, he will be arriving in time.
Ooh. It's very aggressive play though towards that B site. Thomas again adds to that chaos as he just bounds through the smoke. And that's been that fight that Endpoint are really trying to go for. Early banana control. They want top banana control. They're not content with just playing back from site. We lost Max. Pulse this time around just physically couldn't exit out as well, so he does go down. And AVN has to save this one. There is not a chance for the retake, really. And Pensioners will get themselves their first round as the scoreline goes 3-1.
It was nice to see from the Pensioners. Obviously, they identified that early pick. We got rid of the Molotov. They might try and do the same thing. However, Endpoint this time, you can see the second Molotov got used. But Weber, he put the smoke out, or he got the smoke down for Cryptics to go through. He held on top of the logs and got the kill on Max, who was on the corner. It was really well played from him.
Terrorists win.
And it's nice to see that sort of, this early on, adapting to the way that they just took banana. And if you remember in previous Prem games, that banana was always an issue. Whether it was through actually on the banana take, or it was on the site later on in the round.
And one of those reasons was some of the sort of the plays we see coming out
Very
from
fixed,
Max and Pulse. It was either way too set in stone. It felt like it was just drab, and there was no ingenuity thrown in. But this could be the complete opposite in terms of consistent aggression to try and take top banana control. They have tried to ruse him into it once again. Max is holding with the flash pre-pulled, so he can launch that out when they go for the execution in. Impulse actually has the AWP in his hands as well. So this could answer a little bit that question of who's coming in here to really do damage. As you said, Impulse, he's known for that AWPing capability. Can he replace Joe Ducky Loose and fill his shoes instantly? Or the double molly. Pulse extinguishes one, he's able to stay in position.
Them before it's too late. They've actually pulled back, they expect that flash. Very predictable as well. But think about how much utility they've just used and technically gained nothing for it. They've ended up losing top of banana.
That's 3 flashes and 2 smokes gone.
As well as them also have an Impulse's time as well.
Yeah.
And they actually decide, we'll give up on banana, we'll leave that as it is. It's a bit of a weird site to go into if you're against an SMG pistols. It's very scary. Instead, the play will be towards this A site, which is where the weapons are. So that's quite worrying for Pensioners. The question is this setup good enough? This is the classic setup that old Envious used to do.
Oh,
That's an easy shot, it should be really landing.
oh, Impulse. Joe Lucid hit those. He hits the first. AVN luckily going to assist him, comes in through the second. Impulse will be able to redeem himself, found himself 2 kills into the round, and Endpoint quickly bring it back to close what could have been a sprawl of rounds there from Pensioners instantly then.
Yeah, very nice setup though. As I say, it's very difficult to combat that because you go run around that corner, you get shot from the balcony, you turn to the balcony, you're getting shot in the back then from sight. Impulse obviously on the site with an AWP as well. Causes a lot of confusion. The Pensioners actually, they take that on the chin. They decide, well, we kill one, we'll buy next. And they're going to commit towards this banana player. If you double nade down to the bottom, single nade actually down to the bottom. And it's the same setup again. Max has that flash out, Impulse open the corner, Pulse that sandbags, flash comes through, Impulse gets the first kill. Should be a follow-up here for Pulse to get. And it will.
It's a nice kill to come through. They put them into a horrible position. Boaster nearly just being charred there. Almost sent to the crematorium then. As he is ignited in flames. Jacob, Cryptics and Boaster, 3 remaining Musketeers on the side of the Pensioners. They are heavily aggressing. They bound through the smoke, but it's so staggered. It's just Jacob that goes in. Pulse is still just waiting, hungry for this push to come towards him.
Impulse gets taken down the corner. This has been an absolute battlefield at this A lot of focus on the control of that top part of banana when I don't think Endpoint need to do it as much as they are intending right now. Obviously, it doesn't matter too much if you think of the scoreline. The grand scheme of things, they're still winning rounds when they do it.
Yeah.
But I feel like the more you keep dedicating to that, the less chance you have to build a bank. Because those players on the other side will have to drop those across. And that's assuming you win the rounds every time as well. And the other side of things is you have to bring a third player over just in case. Which is what they're having to do now. Thomas doing the flash or the smoke towards the bottom. Double Molotov this time makes a difference. And Pensioners actually go for a half buy this round as well. It's very unusual. I don't know, the money isn't even that great considering they did half buy last round and this round technically. Bit all over the place, if I'm honest.
It's quite interesting. Finally, Endpoint have actually been given that banana control freely as well. So Max is pushed down. Pulse is helping him out. Molotov does go in. That separates them, but Shaney gets the frag then. Just sprints straight in, smacks them down with the CZ, gets that elimination. Now we're back into the 4 versus 4, and it looks like they are going to try and set their sights to fully commit on this A side here. They have one flashbang on Weber. He is going to pull the pin. Boaster saved himself that AUG as well. Flashbang goes round towards the site to try and find the player in position there. AVN needs to try and deal some damage with the MP9, but can't do too much. Eventually gets the kill through as Boaster at the DECK. Cryptics, last remaining man, does nothing. Will be put to bed by Pulse. There's another round collected for Endpoint. Looking good as they get themselves to a 6 on their CT side.
So Boaster took the AUG there, and he was the only player alive who had no armor.
Yeah.
Which can't help but feel like it's a very ill-advised move. Because, simply put, he got taken down by an MP9 at distance. Due to him having no head armor, he dies immediately. So the same sort of round from Endpoint will be the double Molotovs, I imagine, but especially in single, and it's halfway, which means Cryptics is all the way to the top by only taking 29 damage. So even though they've dedicated 3 players towards this site, they still lose the opening kill. Trades will come through, but they line up for Thomas, he gets 2, Weber goes down low as well. But I feel like they're being bailed out by individual players here, a lot of the time. Score might be 6-1, but it could easily be 4-3.
It seems like it. And a lot of that is just because of the aggression they're playing with as well. It is very sort of in-your-face CS coming out from Endpoint. They're trying to sort of, you know, push constantly, try and get those big plays and set up a round. And a lot of the time, it really isn't that necessary. We're now falling back into the 2 versus 3. It's a 2-on-2 on the site, and Max just swings across. Didn't realize they were so far out. I can only assume. Impulse with the timing, pushes in, gets that kill. He's able to switch back to the AWP. The Molotov will force him to face, you'd imagine, but with only a sliver of his body showing, he does get that kill.
Yeah, nice bit of aggression there. I think he kind of understood, I know the first player's already gone to site. The second one will most likely be Bomber with his bomb out. And he sprints through. He's kind of fortunate to get the CZ kill, though.
Yeah.
Thinking about it, because he whiffed a lot of those bullets.
That's the thing, though, instantly. I mean, if we're talking sort of player to player in terms of the, you know, this new AWP and the AWP they had, you can see the differences there. Definitely a lot more focused on sort of that aggressive, in-your-face style of CS. Maybe that could be something that Endpoint needed. You never know.
Third Molotov gets used onto the logs. Cryptics somehow gets across without dying. He should die now, though. So nice easy kill. Found, obviously. Mad advantage. And also, you can't see much happening from this. In fact, Impulse gets smoked off, but this should be easy. The AVN doesn't have to do much. Thomas arrives. And a clean round finally for Endpoint, where they don't lose a player, where it's top banana or, you know, they use too much money in the grand scheme of things. So that's the French cast for the game right there.
Yeah, obviously coming out of the speakers overhead, so the French team can hear.
Yeah, maximally.
Maximally. What land was that? Was that 70p or was that
land 79?
Yeah.
30p was the Swedish.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic try.
Probably huge.
This banana control is forced upon them, but surely Pulse, who was that sound out, should have heard that and the spam comes through. A lot of spam comes through. All spam comes through. They seem to be very focused on actually trying to just make sure they know you can't come top banana this quickly. You'll have casualties going up to the top. Like, score's already 8-1, but I think it's a given that we won't see any pauses from the Pensioners, purely because it's a mix at the end of the day. They're going to be playing Wolfpack CS as much as they can.
I think for a lot of them as well, it's just the sense of they know they can get into the Prem, they enjoy playing in the Prem.
Yeah.
They just take it in their stride as they'll just play it as a mix and enjoy it. We've never really seen that, you know, it's crazy sort of strategy coming out of the Pensioners. It has always been mix it for a laugh.
Lovely shot of Cryptics. There's an opening onto the site there. Both the caught from behind, and now they have to force themselves into this bomb site. Nice bit of spam. Max should end up peeking after the flash. It's very fun to kills like that. You can stay alive for very long here as well. The smoke gives him a lot of leeway, but Shaney actually made the move that way. Really nice kill.
Right. There is a man on the back of the site. They've been able to push their way up. Mighty Max pushes his way out to try and get a bit of a read as the players tiptoe their way back round towards CT side as well. Good connection from Shaney on the AWP. Equalizes the situation. They're still quite paranoid. I mean, they have checked the site, but are they aware of Max's angle? Shaney, you need to hit that one. Max was given a golden opportunity, served him on a platter, and he will bite down upon these players. Jacob had to try and make a play, had no time to do it any kind of composed manner, just pushes in. That is actually going to be a double AWP save coming through as well for Endpoint now. The second one passed over to Pulse. Now, I like seeing this. I like Pulse in the AWP. I think we've said that for a long time. Even back when, obviously, you played with him, when he was in the roster on FM. I always thought he was a good secondary AWPer, if not someone to put in that position. If you want someone to just make a big play, Pulse can be unreal in terms of his flicking capabilities.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the roles he... Ooh, nice to see. Nice little run boost to get mid peak. Obviously nobody there this time. But I think the main thing on that round was simply put, Shane made all of the plays he needed to, but on the easiest kill of them all, he kind of missed the shot, which he'll be disappointed with himself. That does mean they force into this one as well. 9-1 already. And it's not a surprising scoreline by any means. This is meant to be Endpoint's #1 preferred map. And in fact, this is one of the maps they played the most as well, because I'm pretty sure they just diverted towards Mirage Inferno for the most of the qualifier. Oh, of course. Walking into that off-angle boast was all nice one. It's a forced left-hand peek. And it's really unusual to see Thomas as the rotator on the big site.
It is weird. Thomas is normally the man you expect to be taking those firefights and just being the one giving it.
He's done so well on this, so... It might be that he knows all the nades that they need them to know on the B site as well. Yeah. Simply because, you know, you might have not shown them the grenades you want. Looking good so far though. I think he has 16 kills too. Looking for more into the round already as well. Risky move by Max.
It is risky.
Sound cue here and run away though. If they were close, which they were, they all push through. He thankfully gets one. That should be enough thanks to Thomas as well.
Thomas with the unorthodox faces as well. And this is one of the things to worry about with the big Ginger Beast. He loves it. He just keeps trying to take the firefights, Ben. And now you've forced him into this position. A 1 versus 1. Cryptix and his gnome friend will go down on the site as he has been able to secure him with the walk up, the contact face from Pulse. And that's why he's coming to Epic Land.
With us.
That's right.
For those 1v1 wins like that would be up.
We saw a little raise of Jakey's hand as well. I don't know if that was a celebratory fist or if that was... Oh, no, that was something else.
I didn't see what happened. What?
Jake did a little high five. Little high five for the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's what it was, yeah. I saw it.
Just to show team morale and unionship between all members of the team.
Yeah, unison under one.
Under one Elton.
Yeah. Yeah. So Banana is the sole focus. Shane on Mach 10 again. No flash is actually used until later on. That's a lovely spray. The flash felt like it was late on the screen we saw to start with. And Thomas has somehow arrived to be the one to face all of it, and I think he was getting team damage.
Honestly, the hours of Sea of Thieves Max has been playing have paid off, Ben. That was...
He must have been having dual...
I don't know.
He must have been
dual flintlock pistols.
Yeah.
He's been warming up. He's been playing his Harpoon DM. I'll tell you that.
Boaster needs a 5-man to win the round here. It's against an AWPer each. I wouldn't be surprised if Impulse holds this angle still holding. Oh, how well that was. Fire on both ends. And Pulse has banana control. He switched to an AK as well. It's a very rough round for both to play in because he's not even got much map control to work with because he has no idea where the players could both be, as well as the fact that they were this deep before. Are they still? I wouldn't be surprised if it goes through this mode, but I think Impulse is ready for it. Ooh, you think he was checking that way? He's checked the wrong side now. But, he plays with fire a lot in some of the plays he makes.
He's always been one of those players that it seems like it's kind of that Rain Man level decision making going on in his own head of, you know, really just trying to make something so complicated. A lot of the times it just kind of work out because Boaster can be quite unpredictable though. He's a wild man.
This is a good player. He's made all the info and then finding out he's not rotated by CT. And if he has, he's walked all the way around at the same time. But I think Pulse expects this. He'll see the plant, but look at the utility Pulse has as well.
Timing's everything.
Smoke plans on it, the Molotov straight onto the library, but his legs stick dead.
No.
So Boaster gets the 5-man in the round. And this was a round, bear in mind, that Max started off with a 3-man spray down.
Yeah. It looked like the round was as good as done. And somehow Boaster's just able to bring it back and lock it down.
So you funded the double AWP, but you've underfunded the rifles.
They've cut funding to schools, but at least we've got AWPs.
Yeah, defense is up, education down.
Yeah. Sounds like my SimCities.
I actually did the opposite every time.
Yeah?
Yeah. I made sure universities were a big thing.
But everyone has to pay really high taxes. but then you lower it so everyone gets really happy.
Yeah.
That's how you cheat the system.
It's a tactical move.
That was it. And that's why you vote for Jack Peters. Actually, vote for Jack Jessup, 2034.
He'll only be 15 at most.
Exactly. And he'll be great.
By then we will be allowed to have politicians in their teams.
Oh yeah.
As well as being allowed to vote by 11.
2034 is going to be a weird time. It's going to be all sorts of crazy.
Don't forget my metal limbs. I love prosthetic limbs.
Rabbit arm.
So Pulse still has a smoke available to him. No other grenades though. Max has the flash. Ideally, you don't want the grenades on the other way around. But it does give the opportunity for Max to, if he wants to, make a solo play through the smoke, or at least play first oranges, and then when he hears them coming in, a single flash. But with Impulse moving around, Max can use his flash and then wait for a second one if need be. Because from what we can see, it's a clear cut, gonna be a B take. Oh, first door's found, they have to go in off the bat. So both flashes got used at the same time by Max and Impulse there, instead of being used, as I said, like one then the other one as a bait.
Pulse. How is he allowed to stay alive on the site for so long and just slay everyone, Ben? This is why we're bringing him to Epic Land. Jacob, the last man alive, in a 1 versus 3, pushes his way back down mid. It should be an easy frag found, and it will be. That's the third AWP saved.
He has to start. Sure, I was going to say, there's a decision to be made in your mind there. It's like,
do
I want a better weapon than the MP9, though.
Yeah.
So instead of forcing your team into the whole idea of having triple AWP,
I'll just take the MP9 back.
I'll keep
calm down.
Yeah, I'll keep that.
Calm down.
And AVM probably should have dropped Thomas and Org here, but oh well. Yeah, it is what it is.
An eye for an eye. Let's go for an MP9. Ooh,
Fire at your feet.
Yeah, Weather just able to play around that. They're going to burst up here as well. Thomas doesn't have that much ammo left in the clip. It doesn't matter as he's finding the headshots, Ben. Oh, he is hungry. Look at him. He pushes in behind, trying to get the execution. AVM will fall on the site. Should have had an AWP, really.
Reloaded the AUG.
No, he's kept
He's going.
Unloaded.
There's no time.
Ooh. The bike peak. Boaster. He's a fitness man.
If JCam can find this kill, he can probably grab the bomb, weirdly, without properly peeking out. Just because of the way the bomb actually is. It's not exactly a full-on, you have to be all the way across it. Oh, he has to be for that one, actually. I thought it was a bit closer to the wall. Grab the bomb, please. JCam, no! There we go. He actually gets out, and he does pick up an AUG on the way. This is a winnable round.
However, that AUG does only have 5 bullets in. He will need to reload it.
Bomb has been planted.
So the Molotow's going to come out. He needs to reload that gun, as you mentioned. That's trying to cause havoc.
He has got the reload off, so the push comes in from behind. Pulse going to try and make the play. And it's all on Jacob. Drops off the box. Oh, the timing could be awful. Swung wide on Pulse if you got the kill. Maybe you could have tried to dabble in the round and get a little bit more. But it will be another win for Endpoint. And they have made very quick work of them. Bear in mind, this scoreline could be even better if you think about things. Max, off the back of the 3K, they should have won that round, but Boaster somehow just pulled it out of the bag.
And he nearly did again, if they consider he had 3 kills into this round. And that was followed by another player getting a 3K with a spray down. You could argue Thomas kind of understands this game is most likely a win for them.
Yeah.
Where he wasn't really going too crazy trying to play the game the same way he would normally. He would normally reload the AUG and be a bit more cautious, right?
But instead he was on one, man.
He wanted that 5-man.
It was like a golem going on a stag do.
Yeah, I've heard similar things.
From
Organised by the Hobbits as well.
Yeah, from the hit film Golem Goes on a Stag Do. Of course.
Everybody knows it.
My favourite J.R. Tolkien book.
Yeah, it was a weird one. It was a weird one.
It was in his later years. Ooh.
With a Mach 10, I believe. So that only did 41 damage. It felt like it did more, just because of the classic animation. It felt like a bit more of a hard hitter. Not actually. That's not the first time Max has been surprised by players going through a smoke at Arch, either.
Cryptics. Deagle coming through, going to be able to peel back the head of AVN very quickly. They're into a 2 versus 3. However, Boaster's play could be effective, but they know. Thomas is aware, adds to his tally, brings himself up to 22 kills into the match so far. He's been an absolute lean, mean fragging machine, Ben. The George Fragment.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I preferred when we called things like, I just got a Gordon 3-man and a Jordan 4-man.
Yeah, George 4-man.
What was the 5th one?
I can't remember. I can't remember.
I feel like there was.
Yeah.
I feel like there was one for 5.
Yeah.
What would be the 2?
Tweet in your names.
Harry 2-man.
Harry 2-man.
So Truman.
Jacob Reese 1K. So tweet in your names for your multiple frags.
Yeah.
Hashtag ESL Prem. Hit us up on Twitter. We'll read the best ones out on stream when no one tweets it apart from Jake.
Yeah. So 13 and 2.
Jake doesn't have a phone, apparently.
Jake doesn't have a phone.
Jake doesn't have a phone.
He doesn't know what social media is either.
No.
If you want to contact him,
That's
his
actually
pigeon is 7.
That's actually Neil M, who posts for Jake. He pays him £5 a day, and Neil M runs his Twitter.
I've heard Neil does experience in doing that. For another fellow birthday man.
He is a social media man. Also, shout out to Crucial.
Yep. That's a very horrific T-spawn, by the way. I've never seen all 5 players spawn on that upper ledge, pal.
They were so far back.
That's such a poor spawn.
Won't be a B rush tonight, but it will be a mid
There'll
push.
still be a B play there.
Ooh,
It's 4 down mid.
look at this madness.
Surely your strat goes out the window at this point.
Yeah, you just try and build on this. I mean, you've got the initial kill. Cryptix trades it back onto Thomas. Now they realise, all right, boys, let's just go B. Webber's waiting, but can Brandon brainstorm a big play into this one? No, he cannot. He cannot bring up the blockade either, as he will go down. Big man Pulse takes him out. AVN waiting for the rotate to come around. Should actually catch them here. Poster felt like he could have gone for that, but he was trying to do so silently, Ben. The mid players as well, going to get to contact now. Eventually eliminated him,
right?
but he knows, that's what I mean. You knew there was one behind you. You've seen the two in front. Impulse.
That guarantees that, because that will be there for a good 5 seconds. They have to get onto the site and defuse this bomb with no kit.
Where's Jacob's gun gone?
I can see numbers.
Yeah, I can see stickers, but no gun. Oh, JKM with the invisible gun pushing his way up towards the site. It's the 1 versus 1. Mighty Max goes for the peek around. Actually goes down, but there is no time. He is going to have to retreat out of there. Unfortunate stuff. I mean, you need that pistol round, Ben. That is a 14-2 scoreline. That could have been the call behind the unorthodox play. A very heavy aggression. You spent your entire team there rather than Webber just sprinting down mid, looking for a fight.
All in all, didn't quite work out for them. I think I think the bottom mid control was kind of key to the strat there. Obviously, AVN being alive for as long as he was.
Well, you know, the thing they went in swinging like Walker outside of Reading Epic Land, and it just didn't work well. They got apprehended, Ben.
Got snatched.
Oh.
Both are making some information plays, as well as that Webber doing the same. Catches off AVN. That should be a trade from Thomas if they can get it, but he does, but takes a lot of damage for it. And Boast is now doing the same thing that Webber just did.
These are frustrating ways to die.
Yeah, they are. Very frustrating, because you're just like, why is he there? Why is he there? You're constantly hitting a barricade of just CTs, apparently. Yeah. Like, you reach tier 1, you kill the player, you think, okay, nobody will be at 2, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there is, over and over again.
Ooh. Well, they burst their way up. This did give the CTs a little bit of an opportunity to go and scavenge those weapons towards mid. However, it's not really going to buff their arsenal that much. They do only have 2 Mac 10s off the back of it. Luckily, it wasn't any of the rifles that were dropped. Max holding with the Galil. Could try and go for the bike peek over towards the site. Impulse does the damage. Pulse will find a frag. Impulse with his second into this one. And that is going to be Endpoint on their 15th round now, Ben. Looking like this could be a very quick game on our hands. Unless pensioners can, I don't know, just completely pull it out of the bag. They would need to change up everything and do so flawlessly from this point onwards. So, not looking too likely.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw them just doing another similar fast strat.
I think we'd see the push, yeah. They've got nades
strat
for
very
it.
lightly as well, just in case they think they've been on the server dry run. Although I imagine they've dry run, you know, throwing nades up a few times.
Well, you've been doing that since Source, haven't you, really?
Yeah. People fully blind. Shaney going to get some info if he can, but it really depends on if the players check for him when he's on this side. Pulse doesn't check it, but Shaney's being very loud, so they do know he is there.
Yeah, they've all
like,
heard
what's going on? What? Impulse? What is that? Huh? And pretty sure you can tell when it's your footsteps and someone else's, for the most part.
But surely someone would have got.
Somebody else, you hear the rail,
by the way.
the noise as
It
well.
looked like everyone was reacting to that. Does Impulse not have ears?
Haven't met him.
I mean, maybe. I won't offend him. He might not have ears. You never know. Cryptics now as the 1 versus 2. Max and AVN. Defending the site. I mean, they've got utility, still 2 flashes. Max has the Molotov as well. Cryptics has a smoke, double flash, he's got the HE. He looked like he was tempted to try and use it, but now he's going to be Molotoved off. That should do a bit of damage.
Should have pushed through behind before it spread there.
Yeah.
He's got no kit either. I'd say he's got about, what,
Not long.
10
Yeah.
seconds now?
This is the go point if you want to win this round.
Avian's giving him a chance by actually pushing out to get a kill, but
They both just go for the swing, and it wasn't even both of us peek on like a 3-2-1 face. That was AVN faces, hides, faces, then Max faces.
disjointed, but they get the win. 16-2. It's an expected result, right?
Yeah, it's what you kind of assume. A return to form Endpoint after what we saw last week.
Yeah, I guess they're also in the honeymoon phase of that lineup as well.
New
Which
teammates.
some people might not understand, but it's simply where you've just got a brand new roster. When you start playing with someone, you might not know the negative effects sometimes, and you start playing and it's great. That Sydney qualifier is probably a good example of it. If you give it the line a few months, I probably don't think they do take the result unless they improve dramatically.
It's one of those as well where it's it's not all about how good you are inside of the game. It's also other things outside the game, and obviously you kind of don't know those negative points yet. It's like having a relationship then.
Oh yeah.
At some point things just don't work out, and you've got to move away.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that feeling.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Same. Tune in for next week and more about that one. But that is the victory there for MP, as they were able. NP. Shout out to Pete as well.
Endpoint Pete.
Endpoint
Of course,
Pete.
yeah.
Pokemon.
No kid for him.
No kid for him. Soon. TM.
That kid will be called Jake.
Jake. That'd be good. Maybe someone will. Maybe Ads will call his second kid Ben, and we'll.
Oh yeah.
He'll have triplets. He'll have Jake, Ben, and Jack. That'd be cute. Oh.
We'll all be Flower Pot Man.
That would be lovely, wouldn't it? We'll all be part Jessa, the Godfathers. Well, there you have it. Endpoint locking it down. A very, very fast victory there over the Pensioners. Up next will, of course, be our hot match, and that'll be one you will not want to miss. It should be an exciting affair. We'll leave you with the replays and the highlights from this one, and we'll see you after the break.